What a change in weather overnight. We had thunderstorms last night, heavy rain this morning, and yesterday was lovely. Can you guess what the time is? The noonday gun's gone off, so that's about, I don't know, 12 o'clock. I'll see you out there. Might feed the congas today. There'll be loads of dive boats out today. Matt's just having a little scallop. Pay for the fuel. Pay for the fuel on the way out, and then we'll pay for the fuel on the way back. Might get a dive on the ammo wreck, which is here, but we're going to get one on the cement wreck, which is over there. And there's going to be Phil and his boat, Mike and his boat, and I think maybe the blue dolphins as well. I'm not sure. And it's just started raining. Oh, she's got a blower.
I was thinking, why is that come off?
And the viz is quite nice. You can see his hands and his tank coming up. And there's Hazy Day. Looks like someone's had a go cleaning up the shipwreck. This is probably off of a yacht, I would have thought. The chances of it falling anywhere in the water and falling onto the top of this shipwreck are pretty slim, so not quite sure what it's doing here. Anyway, welcome back. This is the ammunition wreck. This is a wreck that, yeah, we tend to dive quite a lot because it's only just outside the harbour mouth. When Matt come up from his scalloping, he said, you better get on the ammo wreck now. It's absolutely slack, which, as you've seen by the shot line on the way down, it definitely was. So what I'm looking for now, which I know is around here somewhere, is a humongous lobster. We seen it last time in the tube, and there it is. The only reason why these big lobsters are here is because nobody can crab pot straight in front of the harbour mouth. Obviously the boffs would be in where the traffic was travelling. So that's not to say this hasn't been had crab pots on before, because Richard basically lays crab pots out without any boffs to the surface, and he collects them by diving down and then sending them back up when he's real. I've also seen other divers come down with singular crab pots and put them on the side to try and catch stuff. Pretty desperate, I know, but I suppose it probably would work. This one is a humongous female. I know it's a female because last time we seen it, which was just to the left inside a large tube, I could see the eggs holding onto its swimmerettes. Now I can't see if it's got eggs on here, and I'm not going to hassle it and grab it. It's just nice to see a big large female that can breed. We could do with loads of them at the moment with the octopus eating them, so hopefully that one, people behave and it stays here. But it's absolutely humongous, that one. It probably tastes like a rubber boot if you caught it anyway, so probably best if it stayed alive, really. This visit is definitely a flying visit because we've only got about 6-7 minutes on it, really. So we're not going to stay around too much. It's fairly deep at 30 metres, but it is literally just a quick down, have a little look, come back up, then head down to the cement wreck where we'd get slack water, roughly half an hour, 45 minutes off of this, then after this wreck. Works out perfect. 2 World War II wrecks, double dipping we call it. It's okay, panic's over. We're back at the strobes, which means our shot line's just there. So we can relax a little bit now. One thing I do want to check is in the engine bay, because I know there's a couple of big lobsters in the engine bay. This is the engine bay here. Some old steam pipes. Takes you down to the engine, which is just below me. Below all this debris. There's loads of pelt swimming around as well. It's a humongous spider crab just laying on the top of whatever that is. And here it is. It's the same one I seen last time. It's only got one claw. It's also a big female. Hasn't got eggs anymore, so it must have shed its eggs, which is a good sign. It's quite funny because we've had some quite skillful shots when we send down the anchor. One of them landed in a pipework which was standing up, and then Matt just shot it then and it went straight down the funnel. Literally know this shipwreck like the back of my hand. I've been on it so many times. Always good, always live. That's the tube it landed in just there. And there's our shot now. Still got 6 minutes left. But one thing we're going to do is run out of bottom time. 160 bar left. Got enough air. In fact, we'll get onto the next shipwreck with the amount of air we've got left. Because that's another 30 metre World War II shipwreck. This one was an armed patroller and the other one is a barge. Visibility was pretty good. If we didn't have this snot in the water, this plankton bloom, it would have been even better, but still pretty good. You can see we've still got slack water. Normally this would start pulling and then the other slack would start when we got down there, which is about a 10 minute steam. Look at that, completely slack. 16 minutes dive time by the looks of it, so that's pretty good. I think it's not going to penalise us too much on our second dive. Someone's ready to go already. There's still a bit of tide there though. Fair play to him.
Slack.
Oh.
That's not slack.
Is that Nathan?
Yeah.
Yeah, where's his rebreather?
Should really call it that. It's slack.
It looks slack. So Nathan's going down, Mike's doing it. That's Mike's boat. And then we got Phil, Jen, Tucker and Rob from the UK. He's come down to dive some stuff with Phil. They're going down. We'll give it 5 minutes. We'll let them tie that in, and Matt's going to just disconnect that and swim down with the line. Free swim it. Matt will go in first. We'll do the boat. Matt's embarrassed to have a white buff as he's changed it to a red.
Well, no, I want to put. I don't want any confusion.
Yes. Anchor's up, so that means Nathan's tied in. AOS, collision. Mike's in the water. Second batch of divers.
What you want to do is put the muck tide of the buff and make him swim.
49,21,56
Too far away.
Put him south of. Who's driving? Still.
Tucker. Do you want me to go and drop you in, Matt? Up tide? I'll wait for them to do their bits. Just let them get done. Yeah. It's one of the heaviest shot anchors we've ever used, that. Eh? Matt. Matt's swimming down with it. Our shot is still in the front of the boat there. Matt's back on the surface. Apparently the visibility is horrendous. He said don't even bother. So we're not going to waste the gas. Now we're going to head back across over to Guernsey and pick somewhere there. I don't know. It's going to be, the tide's going to be pulling over there as well. Slack out here, but it's going to be pulling over there. Pack the shot away for another week. Look how flat it is, like oil out over here.
Dark.
Dark and oily. That's not annoying, is it? Finger kick. 30 here, Matt. We're right at the bottom of the reef.
Yep.
Good diver, but not a good Olympic diver. Massive splash. It's flattened out. Good thing is I can edit out that 30-minute break in between, but me and Mish has to wait. That's the worst thing about diving, is waiting between dives, because you just want to get back in the water. We're back in the water again, obviously, as you can see, and we're going to look for some scallops. The tide is got a bit of a lick to the south. Nothing too bad, we can swim in all directions, so I'm quite happy with that. How many we're going to find, I do not know, because it seems every time I come diving it becomes less and less. And believe me, it's not because of the amount I'm catching, because I don't think I'll make a dent in it one bit. But there is definitely this time of year less scallops than there normally is. Get the lights on, get a bit of colour back in it. As you can see, there is loads and loads of scallops, but they're all too small. I mean, there's 5 just there. It's a shame they're too small, but it's also not a shame because that's the future. One of the benefits of May is we do get some nice big spiders, and again I'm going to be taking a few home. If I see loads, I'll take some home. If I only see a couple, I won't. But there is plenty of big ones around here. That one hasn't molted in a while, because look at the barnacles on his back. I'm being quite picky and particular about what crab I take. Not taking that one, it's dead. Ah, there we go. That one's definitely big enough. It's almost too big to go in the pot. That's well over 130 mil. And yes, he can pinch me where my hand is. And I can't film, hold the reel, put a crab in the bag, all at once, so basically I had to turn it off. Another thing I'm quite surprised about is this is normally a hotbed for Dover soles, and I haven't seen one in months. It's almost like a big set of staircases around here. It drops down and down and down into the deeper. Luckily it's pushing us across the tide, across the stairs, so it's not too bad. We can keep our same depth. We are dropping a bit shallower. This is another thing I've found a lot of in the area. We were occupied in the Second World War by the Germans, and there's loads of old 50 caliber shells and old ordnance in the sea. Plenty of bombs, and this is an old spent shell. It's quite cool. It's got a little Imperial Eagle on it in 1939. Looks like it's got a V and then 3 ones. V is 5 and then 3 is 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm not quite sure what the 8's about. Finally, a couple of scallops. One was too small, so I had to put him back. Little Stevens goby. I think they're quite rare in other places, but in Guernsey there's hundreds of them. They tend to live underneath the scallop shells that are there. There's also another scallop that's just far too small. You can see now as the tide's pushing, we're in an area where I think the tide is getting funneled. So we got some really poor visibility. Doesn't help, we're probably kicking it up as well. It's a cool little fish. I think the ratio at the moment is 10 small to 1 large. Got 1 big crab and probably a dozen scallops. Not doing too well at the moment, and it is getting close to calling the dive. Plenty of empty shells. Don't need to explain what's doing that. Right, I've got another crab now. One last little mooch around these rocks, but I'm not holding my breath because it's a bit like Stonehenge around here, and I don't think there's any scallops around here. And we're starting to drop down into deeper water as well, so we've got to be careful. Found a couple of octopus's gardens. This is what's caused all these shells around here. I mean, there's gardens, but I can't see the octopus. He's definitely around here somewhere, probably buried under one of the rocks. But I haven't got time to look for him. I was going to do a little bit more filming for you, but I've had to call it a day. I've had to come up. So Missy's got a couple of crabs, I've got a couple of crabs, and we've probably got a dozen scallops each. And of the dozen scallops, yeah, they're all size, but not many in terms of weight. "35-minute dive, it didn't seem that long. That went quick."
your legs in. Legs and claws inside the vehicle. Same as some of these. These you know are good because look how red they are, look. Scallops aren't so good, but crabs are good. This is why I don't like crabs. Get me back out. It's always awkward getting rid of crabs. Come on. But who's here? There you go. Kind of claws on that. I'm going to sort this out as well because I think a lot of these are going to be too small. Like that one. Lives another day. Pull the claws out, hold the claws out, so you can see the size of them. Decent size, going to be a bit meat in them. Pinch, pinch. There's only 4 to the crate, so you know they're big. Miss, how many did you have? 20? 21, I had 24. So, there's Matt's crate and there's our crate.
We got crabs.
We got crabs, yeah, so.
That counts as 2.
If you made it this far, well done. I almost didn't. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll catch you on the next tide.